Jai Gurudev. Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji recently shared a beautiful reflection. During the 11th International Yoga Day celebration in Bogota, Colombia, he said, strength is often mistaken for stiffness and aggression and gentleness for weakness. Yoga makes you strong yet gentle and subtle. Today we have with us a senior faculty member of the Art of Living and an officer of the Vedic Dharma Sansthan to help us explore the deeper meaning of this powerful statement. Jai Gurudev, and thank you both for joining us. Jai Gurudev, yes, namaste. It's a joy to be here, especially to reflect on the wisdom that Gurudev always encapsulates in such simple yet profound words. Jai Gurudev and Namaskaram. These teachings are timeless, rooted in our scriptures, and realized through the direct experience of yoga. I'm honored to be part of this conversation. Let's begin with the central quote. What does Gurudev mean when he says strength is often mistaken for stiffness and aggression and gentleness for weakness? That's an insightful question. In the modern world, strength is often displayed as physical dominance, loudness, or rigidity, whether in speech, posture, or emotions. But Gurudev is reminding us that true strength does not need to shout, it rests in clarity, stability, and grace. Take the example of a seasoned yogi. Their body may appear soft, but they hold themselves in intense postures with ease and poise. That is strength without aggression. Similarly, a gentle word spoken with calm conviction can shift hearts more deeply than shouting ever can. Yes, and the Shastras support this. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 70. Sri Krishna tells Arjuna, Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudram apaha pravistanti yadavat. Just as rivers enter the ocean, which remains unmoved, a wise person remains unaffected by desires. This is a subtle strength. The yoga doesn't harden us, it refines us. In our tradition, even sages like Valmiki and Vasista exude gentleness and peace, but hold within themselves immense spiritual power and clarity. So, how does yoga cultivate this combination of inner strength and outer gentleness? Yoga works on all layers: body, breath, and mind. The physical asanas increase flexibility and stamina, but more importantly, the breath practices like Sudarshan Kriya, Bhastrika, and Nadi Shodhan Pranayama stabilize the nervous system. When the breath is calm, the mind becomes centered. From that stillness arises inner resilience. You are no longer reacting to situations impulsively. You become like a tree that bends in the storm but doesn't break. The Vedic term for strength is bala, and there are many types. There is the Deha Bala or the physical strength, the Mano Bala is the mental strength, and the Atma Bala or the spiritual strength. Yoga unites all three. It makes you compassionate yet courageous, humble yet unshakable, and this is why Gurudev says yoga makes you subtle, because subtlety is where the real power lies. As per the Upanishads, Anur Aniyam Mahato Mahyan, the self is subtler than the subtlest, yet greater than the greatest. It is fascinating how this wisdom was shared not just in India, but in Bogota, Colombia, during a large global event. What significance does that hold? This was a historic moment. Gurudev leading the 11th International Yoga Day celebration at Plaza La Santa Maria in Bogota with ministers, ambassadors, and thousands of Colombians shows how yoga is no longer confined to one culture or country. It's a global language of peace and health. His presence there reaffirmed India's ancient gift to the world. People in Latin America are deeply spiritual. Yoga gave them a practice to balance modern stress with the ancient serenity. And notice the theme yoga for one earth, one health. It reflects Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family. The work of the Ministry of Ayush, the Indian Embassy in Bogota, and the Art of Living Foundation all converge to deliver this message. This is the vision of Sanatan Dharma: unity in diversity, strength with softness, and global responsibility with the individual transformation. As representatives of the Art of Living and Vedic Dharma Sansthan, what message would you like to give to someone who is new to yoga? Start simple. A few minutes of yoga, breath work, and meditation daily can change your life. You don't need to be flexible to begin. Just a willingness to turn inward and listen to your breath is enough. And remember, yoga is not just a workout, it's a work in. Over time, it reveals your inner nature, aligns you with your dharma, and fills your life with purpose, peace, and poise. That's beautifully said. One final thought: how can the youth embody this balance of strength and gentleness in today's high pressure world? Through self awareness, when youth learns to manage their breath, emotions, and focus, they become not just achievers but balanced leaders. Gurudev's programs like Yes Plus, DSN, and Happiness Program Empower them to be strong yet sensitive, successful yet grounded. Let us not forget Hanumanji, the symbol of strength in our culture, was also the epitome of humility and devotion. That is the model youth can follow: strength with surrender and valor with values. Thank you both for these enlightening insights. Gurudev's message resonates louder than ever. Yoga makes you strong yet gentle and subtle. May this spirit guide us not just on International Yoga Day but every day. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, so let us expand and talk about our earlier conversation. In Gurudev's words, strength is often mistaken for stiffness and aggression, and gentleness for weakness. Yoga makes you strong yet gentle and subtle. Seems simple on the surface but carry layers of meaning. Could you both elaborate on these distinctions between apparent strength and true yogic strength? Jagadev, yes, in most societies today, we are conditioned to associate strength with how loud, muscular, or assertive a person is. Even in corporate or political settings, a person who dominates the room is considered strong, but this is only the gross level of strength, external, short lived. What Gurudev refers to is inner strength. What in Sanskrit is called Shakti, balanced with Sattva. True strength is the ability to remain centered in chaos, to respond without reacting, and to hold compassion while being firm. This is cultivated through yogic sadhana. Asana gives you stability, pranayama refines your energy, and meditation connects you with your inner source. Yes, and Vedic Dharma is full of illustrations of this balance. Think of Lord Rama, a king, a warrior, and an avatar. He had the strength to lift Shiva's bow, yet the gentleness to renounce the kingdom without conflict. Or Mahatma Gandhi, who led an entire freedom movement with ahimsa, a yogic principle. This is what Gurudev demonstrates too. He travels the world, speaks with presidents and rebels alike, and yet remains gentle in tone and presence. That's not weakness, it's the subtle strength of a yogi. Could you explain how asana, pranayama, and meditation work together to create this inner transformation? Absolutely, let's take it layer by layer. The asana, or the physical postures, these remove rigidity from the body. Flexibility in the spine and joints mirrors flexibility in the mind. Regular asana practice releases stored emotions and toxins, but more importantly, it teaches balance not just in body but in effort. You learn to be stable yet relaxed, which is the foundation of a yogic strength. The pranayama, or the breath control, breath is the bridge between body and mind. When your breath is shallow or erratic, your mind is agitated. Through pranayama techniques like Nadi Shodhan pranayama, Bhastrika pranayama, and Kapalbhati pranayama, you purify the nadis, or the subtle energy channels, and increase pranic flow and balance your left and right brain hemispheres. This gives you clarity, calmness, and energy, the subtle power that Gurudev refers to. And then the dhyana, or meditation. This is the culmination. Meditation connects you with your core being, the Atman. From here, you draw a limitless strength. You are no longer affected by opinions, failures, or achievements. As Gurudev says, meditation is the art of doing nothing and letting go of all effort. From that nothingness, true power arises. Many might ask, why does being subtle matter in today's high pressure world? What's your answer? Yeah, subtlety is where the most powerful forces operate: gravity, magnetism, thoughts. These are all subtle. You cannot see them, but they shape reality. In the same way, a subtle centered mind influences people, decisions, and outcomes more powerfully than a brute force. So, in the Yoga Vasishtha, Sage Vasishtha tells Sri Rama, Mano Moolam Idam Jagat, the world is rooted in the mind. A subtle mind creates a peaceful world. This is the power of a yogi: to influence without imposition, to act without ego, and to radiate peace. Exactly, and in leadership, parenting, education, even in business, subtlety is the new strength. A gentle but self aware person listens better, makes fewer mistakes, and maintains harmony. That's what Gurudev wants us to embody, not becoming soft in the spine, but soft in the heart, strong in the spine. Tell us more about the International Yoga Day in. Yes, so tell us more about the International Yoga Day in Colombia. What was its spiritual and cultural significance? Yes, the 11th International Yoga Day at Plaza da Santa Maria in Bogota was historic for many reasons. It brought together ministers, ambassadors, and thousands of Colombians under one sky, celebrating yoga not as Indian culture but as universal consciousness. The Indian Embassy in Bogota collaborated with Art of Living, PMO India, Ministry of Ayush, MEA, and Ministry of Culture To share India's ancient wisdom in a modern diplomatic context, Gurudev has always led from the heart. His presence radiated serenity. Colombians, despite political instability and years of civil unrest, responded deeply to the message of inner peace through yoga. This is a dharma in action, as the Vedas say, Ekam Satvipra Bahuda Vadanti. Truth is one, but the wise call it by many names, whether in India, Colombia, or Africa. Yoga becomes a medium to unite cultures. Gurudev doesn't just teach yoga, he embodies the Vedic essence of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. May all beings be happy. That's why this moment was not just an event, it was a transmission of Sanatan values into global consciousness. So let's conclude with the practical takeaways. How can a regular person living in an urban setting begin to embody this strength and gentleness through yoga? Start with a simple daily routine. Anyone can start with a morning 10 to 15 minutes of 5 rounds of Nadi Shodhan Pranayama or the alternate nostril breathing, a few stretches of sun salutations or the Surya Namaskar, and 10 minutes of Sahat Samadhi meditation or guided meditation in Gurudev's voice, be it on YouTube or Sattva app. And throughout the day, practice awareness of breath, especially during stress, and respond, don't react. That one habit builds inner strength. And the evening, practice Sudarshan Kriya if trained, or join an online art of living follow-up session. Also, keep satsang, seva, and swadhyaya or self-study alive in your life. These are traditional tools to refine subtlety and build strength of character. Read the Bhagavad Gita, even one shloka a day. Reflect on Gurudev's talks. They are modern commentaries on ancient wisdom. Thank you both for this deeply enriching dialogue. Gurudev's words have opened up a universe of insight that the world doesn't need louder people, it needs more peaceful, centered, and subtle human beings. Yoga is the pathway. Jai Gurudev.